The time is 8:04 p.m. Good evening. The news headline: Nigeria not safe for you. UK government warns a citizen. Citizens of the United Kingdom (UK) are placed on high alert as their government informs them that going by trends in Nigeria, it is no longer safe for them to move freely. The UK government sounded this warning in an updated travel advisory on Monday, September 6th to its citizens, warning against the possibility of violence in some parts of the country. The advisory pointed to threats of attacks by terrorist groups and abductions by armed bandits in the parts of Nigeria. UK government listed states where such activities occur regularly to include Borno, Bayelsa, Adamawa, Gombe, Kaduna, Katsina, Zamfara, as well as riverine areas of Delta, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states. It was warned against travel to Bauchi, Kano, Jigawa, Niger, Sokoto, Kogi, as well as within 20 km of the border with Niger in Kebbi State, Abia State, and non-riverine areas of Delta, Bayelsa, and Rivers states. The warning said terrorists are very likely to carry out attacks in Nigeria. Most attacks are conducted by Boko Haram or Islamic State West Africa, ISWA, and occur in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa in the northeast. The groups have previously shown intent and capability to conduct kidnaps in Nigeria. Foreign nationals, including humanitarian workers, are likely targets for kidnap. Humanitarian hubs and humanitarian workers have been targeted during attacks in the northeast, including Monguno, Borno State, on 13th January 2020. There have also been significant attacks in Gombe, Kano, Kaduna, Jos, Bauchi states, and also Abuja. Further attacks are likely. Attacks could be indiscriminate and could affect Western interests, as well as places visited by tourists. You should avoid places where crowds gather, including political meetings, religious gatherings, and places of worship, markets, shopping malls, hotels, bars, restaurants, transport hubs, and camps for displaced people. The Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group Jamaat al-Ansar al-Muslimin fi Bilad al-Sudan, better known as Ansaru, claims to have killed at least 6 people, kidnapped dozens, and destroyed several vehicles during an ambush along the Kaduna-Zaria highway in Kaduna State in midway January 2020. If you decide to travel to Kaduna State, you should avoid regular patterns of travel or movements and aim to only travel during daylight hours. There is a high threat of kidnap throughout Nigeria. Kidnaps can be motivated by criminality or terrorism and could be carried out for ideological, financial, or political gain. Anecdotal evidence suggests that the risk of kidnap increases after dark. The security environment in Northeast has deteriorated since 2018. There is a heightened risk of kidnap. Kidnaps in the Northeast have included humanitarians and private sector workers. There are also reports that Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa ISWA are continuing to actively plan to kidnap foreigners, as well as in Northeast Nigeria. Extremist groups operate in some northern and middle belt states, including Bauchi, Gombe, Kano, Kogi, Kaduna, Niger, and Adamawa states. If you are working or traveling in these states, then you should be aware of the risk of terrorist kidnapping. The advisory also made reference to the directive by the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), which mandated telecommunication operators to cease services in Zamfara State for 2 weeks. It also noted that there is an increased likelihood of protests and demonstration in the southeast that may also affect other regions. You should monitor local media, avoid any demonstrations or large gatherings, and follow any instructions from local police and security forces. There have been a number of attacks and targeted killing in the southeast and south-south region of Nigeria, including in the states of Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Imo, Anambra, Delta, Edo, and Ebonyi. Some of these attacks have been on isolated roads and in remote locations, but there is a chance that they could occur in metropolitan areas. There is also heightened risk of indiscriminate attacks on police and security infrastructure, which may inadvertently affect bystanders. The kidnaps in this northeast has included humanitarians and other private sector workers. Even public servants and journalists have once been reported to have been kidnapped by bandits, likely the Boko Haram and also people of the Islamic State West Africa. And these extremist groups operate for financial gain or political gain, and evidences from all angles have portrayed that kidnaps increases are almost in the dark. Not that it doesn't happen in the daylight, but the height of it happening in the dark is very, very high. The security environment in the northeast has therefore has deteriorated since 2018, and kidnappers have become persistent throughout all these states as mentioned: the Bauchi, Gombe, Kano, Kogi, Kaduna, Niger, and Adamawa. Therefore, a number of states have imposed curfews on travelers to these regions, and travelers as well are advised to exercise caution if traveling in remote areas at night, and follow local news and information outlets for further information, including on local curfews. And the news analysis is quite simple: that the UK, United Kingdom, via Richard Gini-Kaizora, has actually sounded a warning on their citizens that are traveling to Nigeria, that they should be careful of possibility of violence in some parts of the country, and they should stay safe because there are terrorism and abductions going on by armed bandits in some parts of Nigeria, and they have informed their citizens to be on the lookout, and that they should avoid gatherings like places of worship, markets, shopping malls, hotels, bars, transport hubs, camps for displaced people, or anywhere that there are a lot there are gatherings of people around those places, that the kidnappers are kidnapping in dozens and destroying several vehicles. And they have told their citizens through their advisory committee that they have to make sure that whenever they are traveling, they should do so during daylight hours and not at night, and they should listen to instructions by local police and local news. The time is 8:12 p.m. Good evening. Thanks for listening.